both sides. There's not a junior in the starting lineup. 2 seniors start for UCLA and 1 senior, Darrell Griffith, for Louisville.
2-1-2 zone now by Louisville on the out-of-bounds situation with Wiley Brown right in the center.
Rod Foster, the freshman, can't hit it. Rebound, Derek Smith. Here come the Cardinals of Louisville. Jerry Eaves, a sophomore at 6'4". The All-American Griffith. Great pass inside. Wiley Brown. Louisville leads it 2-0.
I didn't think that was good shot selection, even though it went in.
There's that full court zone press now by Louisville, trying to force the ball down the right-hand side of the court.
This Louisville team is not unlike the first UCLA team to win the national championship when John Wood had a 6'5" center and pressed the opposition full court. Inside Sanders from 15, short again. Darrell Griffith with a rebound to Derek Smith. He'll shoot it. Rebound Sanders, the leading rebounder in the tournament.
Well, they want to play offensive basketball. I thought both those shots were not good selections at this time of the game, but they got to get Derek Smith off the starting blocks. He had 2 flat games so far in the NCAA.
UCLA trailing Louisville 2-0. Griffith with a gamble. We played nearly 2 minutes, and UCLA yet to score.
Wiley Brown not going all the way out on Kiki Vandeweghe. I guess he has seen that Vandeweghe will put it on the floor and go to the baseline.
Sanders helping out. It is a Louisville crowd. No question about the partisan fans here. They're rooting for Louisville. The Cardinals have never been in the final game, although they've been in the Final Four 3 of the last 9 years. Kiki Vandeweghe ties it at 2.
Dick, we've seen that no small man's been able to handle Darrell Griffith in the playoffs, and it's Holton on him.
Wiley Brown not there. Rebound underneath. Jerry Eaves missed it. And Vandeweghe rebounds for UCLA. Here comes the lightning-quick Foster.
Nobody on Holton.
He rarely shoots. Rodney McRae, a freshman from New York, rebounded.
Both teams taking shots a little early, Al.
Here comes the man's first one.
Darrell Griffith. Louisville leads it 4-2.
Use that one on the board beautifully.
Well, he goes in offensive streaks. Making that shot is bad for UCLA.
Rod Foster, and a foul is on whom? Louisville's McRae, no basket.
Foster is so quick, he almost created the foul for himself because he saw his quickness able to put the defense and then totally off balance. McRae picks up the foul.
Larry Brown in his new suede beige shoes, saddle shoes, not white shoes. He said, I don't trust anyone who wears white shoes in winter. But he's been wearing those beige saddle shoes since the start of the tournament. He says he only will wear them 1 more game.
He doesn't like guys, Al, that put ketchup on eggs either, so you're in trouble.
Mike Sanders ties it up at 4. Griffith.
Not there.
Rebound McRae. Inside over Vandeweghe. Rodney McRae makes it 6-4 Louisville.
Rodney McRae had a great game Saturday afternoon. He's out of the gate early this time.
Holton having trouble, just does control. Can't hit it. Gets his own rebound, and he is fouled by whom? 43, Derek Smith of Louisville committed the foul.
You're going to see a basket down inside. Now, Darrell Griffith that time faded away too much, and it really wasn't there. He put it up long. Now, watch Rodney McRae take it inside. One of the young kids that made our NBC all-freshman team. There's that fadeaway by Griff.
Well, see, he likes to play it off the grass. If you notice tonight, just about everything that he makes, he plays off the glass.
Rodney McRae's brother, Scooter, a sophomore injured in the 3rd game of the season, sat out the year, so he will join his fellow McRae next year. There'll be a pair of sophomores. This Louisville club brings back an outstanding wealth of talent for next year. Foster can't hit. Griffith has it knocked away by James Wilkes. Wilkes inside, and he fouled a charge against James Wilkes.
1 dribble too many right there, and Brown did the smart thing waiting on him.
He committed himself to the air too soon. The man was in his way. Once he committed, he didn't have to move to charge.
The game, Louisville 6, UCLA 4. We played nearly 4 minutes.
You got to remember, offensively, when the man has the ball, it's the contract to control himself. He's be able to stop on a dime, move up or sideways.
McRae, high post, off to Wiley Brown. sophomore, not there. What a rebound by McRae and a foul against Sanders of UCLA.
Sanders just didn't mistime that one on the rebound, allowed McRae to go over his back. Normally that would be a foul situation. McRae was smart to keep his hands off Sanders' back. We'll see the play right here. Vanderway altered the shot by Brown. Rebounding. See the ball hit the rim for the second time. Sanders didn't realize it was going to do that. McRae gets another tough inside rebound.
Rodney McRae at the line for Louisville, 6'7" from Mount Vernon, New York.
Now on the made foul shot, we're going to see Louisville. Here we have another look at it. See the ball hit the second time, Al.
Well, see, Rodney McRae, and I've said it earlier, but he looks a lot like West Ensel. He also can release the ball to start a fast break off a rebound, same way.
Louisville leads by 4, the largest early lead of this game. 4 minutes and 20 seconds have been played.
There's that full court zone press again, trying to force the ball down the right-hand side for some traps.
Bolton to Wilkes. Vandaway on the weak side. Sanders open. No one picked him up, and he can't hit. They're giving Sanders the 15-footer. He normally will make that shot.
I think they got to get Vandaway in the offense a little bit. He's only touched it once.
A steal and a toss to Foster.
2 points.
No, but he'll get 2 shots.
Anytime that Rockets has a breakaway, it's 2 points. Nobody in the world can catch him.
Foster is an excellent free throw shooter, hitting 83%, the best of the Bruins.
Well, anytime it's 2 points, Al, except that time.
Well, he got fouled.
Jerry Eve hustled down there, fouled him just in time.
There's nobody in college basketball that can catch Rockets on a breakaway.
How about Wes Matthews of Wisconsin? Wesley Matthews of Wisconsin.
He's also from Connecticut.
They grow up fast in Connecticut. You're right. Both Matthews and Foster are from that state. Foster, most unusual free throw style. He makes it 8-5.
He gets very close to the 10 count, Dick. When you get the ball in your hands, you must shoot in 10 seconds. Let's see how long it takes. 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1009, 1011.
And he makes them both. You were right, Coach. He did get 2 points in the breakaway. And we have a timeout. Nearly 5 minutes have been played in this 1980 National Collegiate Championship, and the score: the Cardinals 8 and the Bruins 6. Louisville arrived here winning its 25th game in the last 26, beating Iowa. Ronnie Lester of the Iowa Star injured Saturday. UCLA took Purdue 67-62. And in the third place game tonight, a final, Purdue over Iowa 75-58. Joe Barry Carroll, the All-American center of the Boilermakers, scored 35 points and set a new 6-game NCAA scoring record with 158 points. The old mark was Tony Price of Penn, 142 set last year.
Full court pressure again. Nobody guarding the man taking the ball out of bounds, but it's man-to-man instead of zone pressure that you see from Louisville.
Jerry Eves off by Foster. Griffith draws Holton. What an assignment for the freshman Holton. Sanders tapped it away, but controlled by Eves.
This is the first time UCLA in the tournament has met a team that's quick. They were meeting strong teams like Clemson, Old Dominion, Ohio State, and Purdue.
Stolen again. Sanders, his hands all over inside, and he's made 3 deflections already. UCLA looking for a tying goal. 5.5 minutes gone. Vandaway breaking underneath at the suggestion of Foster. Wilkes can't hit outside. UCLA getting the open outside shot, unable to connect.
There's Griffith going inside, rebounding with a big foul. He has incredible leaping ability.
Here's Griffith.
Holton doing a pretty good job keeping him away from the ball so far.
Knocked away again. Foster made the play. A reminder, we'll be selecting the most valuable player to let track to award $5,000 to the university or home our star plays. We'll announce that later in the game. Of course, 8-6. Darrell Griffith with the ball.
Nice job by Holton defensively again on Griffith.
Not yet, Billy. What was happening? The middle was blocked. Let's see in the middle open what happens.
Larry Brown across the way in a prayerful pose. Ball batted around and controlled by Louisville. Brown thought it was kicked by the Cardinals.
Well, it hit a man's foot, but it was strictly an accidental situation. He didn't go out to try to save it. Good back door.
Griffith over Sanders. Tough shot. The All-American Griffith Griffith gives Louisville a 10-6 lead.
That was a good call, Billy. Griffith has to go without the ball. They're overplaying him. The only way to stop him is to play him without the ball. After he gets it, as I said before, we can only pray.
What's happening, too, is anytime he goes without the ball down the middle, Wilkes is dropping off McRae to help out, so they're going to have a little double-team situation.
Foster, Wilkes wide open for 15. He's way off the mark. Sanders rebounds and scores.
They're going to give James Wilkes all he can eat from the outside. His outside shooting is suspect.
7 minutes have been played. Louisville with the ball, leading by 2.
Darrell's really not moving well without the ball so far this ball.
He's got a pick, but Foster caught up with it. Now it's Griffith over Holton, and a foul on Holton.
All right. Little touch foul right there. Larry Brown didn't like that one at all. We're going to see some blocking out. Now here's a matchup extremely important. You've got a tough, young, strong kid going against an All-American. Look at Wiley Brown box out and do a good job. To be honest with you, Vanderway should have rolled off and been a little more aggressive on the offensive board.
Griffith drops it down the bottom of the well. It's 11-8, and Griffith now with 5 points to lead all scorers. He had 34 in the victory over Iowa on Saturday. Vandaway rebounds. UCLA trails by 3. Holton, the playmaker, doesn't shoot much nor score.
I can imagine him being there for 3 more years. He's like a coach on the court.
Tapped away by Wiley Brown.
Nice running job by Brown on Vandaway.
In fact, I asked Coach Wooden before we were chatting prior to the start of the game, I said, of the 4 freshmen, which one would have fit into your style? He said, Holton right away. He said, he's such a fine playmaker. Wilkes throws it away. He led UCLA in turnovers this year. His pass went right into the Louisville bench, and Denny Crum's Cardinals, leading by 3, will take it the other way.
Well, he got nervous there. The clock was starting to tick away. On an inbound pass, you can only hold the ball 5 seconds.
First substitute is going to come in shortly. UCLA has Cliff Pruitt at the scorer's table.
Griffith tried to take Holton inside that time.
Derek Smith, and he was fouled. James Wilkes got him. The 1980 NCAA Basketball Championship program is a memento you'll treasure. Exclusive information on the Final Four, tournament records, plenty of photos and features included in this collector's issue. Send a check or money order, $4 to NCAA Program, Box 1980, Lexington, Kentucky, 40593. Preceding announcement furnished by the NCAA. Animated Larry Brown, 39-year-old graduate of the University of North Carolina and a member of the 1964 U.S. Olympic team.
And the assistant coach on this year's Olympic team, if we have one.
He feels the play is getting a little bit too rough underneath. And that's why he's trying to, he's working one of the officials. I don't know which one.
Derek Smith hits one of the 2 free throws, and Louisville's lead is 4 with 12 minutes remaining in the first half. Pruitt with the ball.
I think a wise substitution putting Pruitt in the game because they've got to get some offense out of that forward position.
Harold Griffith with a steal.
Beautiful pass.
Jerry Eve, what a block by Pruitt, and UCLA controls. Cliff Pruitt just into the game. What a move. Vandaway wants it.
That should be 2.
12-10. Vandaway has 4.
Get the ball into the Stars' hands. I also think that Louisville's not getting the ball into Griff's hands enough.
We're going to see Mr. Instant Defense come in for Louisville, a product of this city, Indianapolis. He's returned home, Roger Berkman. Foul on Pruitt. Let's go back and see Pruitt at his defensive finest.
I said Pruitt was a wise substitution from the offensive standpoint. Beautiful lead pass to Eason. Look at him from a defensive standpoint.
Another freshman. You know, it's unbelievable, all these freshmen, Billy. They're so outstanding.
Well, we've got 2 of our freshman All-American playing in this game, Foster and McRae, but we probably had 40 we could have picked.
Watch Pruitt drop his head here so he won't bang it against the backboard.
Rodney McRae off the high post. Roger Berkman, he has the ball now for the first time for Louisville.
And Darren Day
can't hit, but McRae rebounds. No basket. No basket is the call. The foul before the shot on Sanders of UCLA. And for the Bruins, their 6th team foul. Louisville has committed only 3.
This is an incredible rebound. The second time that McRae, now he pushed off just enough to get Vandaway out of the way. Should have been a foul, but he gets by with the second time tonight grabbing a rebound over a man's shoulders.
Denny Crum, his Cardinals lead by 2. He went undefeated through the Metro Conference season, 14-0, and he's the winningest coach this year. 32 victories, only 3 defeats.
He's the first coach in college basketball to get to 200 wins the quickest. He did it in less than 10 years. He did it in 9.5 years.
Faster than McGuire, faster than Wooden, faster than Rupp or Bobby Knight.
Well, he didn't play the schedule I played.
Played one more difficult. You know, that's the first time that any team's gone through the Metro undefeated in the course of a year. Showing the balance that's in that league.
You know, before they were in the Metro, before the 1974-75 season, Louisville was in the Missouri Valley. Then they were independent one year when they went to the Final Four, and then they joined the Metro.
Took a little time while they mopped up the floor. Now we're set to go with 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Louisville with the ball in a 2-point lead.
And UCLA in the zone defense on the out of bounds, just the same thing that Louisville does.
Nice pass. Brown can't hit. Darrell Allums into the game for the first time. Rebounds. He's the biggest Bruin at 6'9". Darren Day, another freshman. It's deflected out of bounds by Berkman.
Boy, he's in the right place at the right time so often.
He has very quick hands. He picks up the tempo defensively. Now watch him get over there with his hand.
There he is. He knew where that pass had to go. Really did a great job. That was 2 points for Vanderway if he'd had it inside.
Derek Smith comes out, and Pancho Wright, number 44, another Indianapolis native, is in. So the two Louisville players from this city are now in the game.
That was a play by Berkman. He went over the right-hand shoulder to make that steal because he knew that Dave wanted to put it on the floor with his right-hand dribble. He's a smart player.
Aaron Day, 6'7" freshman, another freshman, Pruitt.
Oh, look at Allums cleaning out house inside.
Rod Foster, another freshman, connects. And the game is tied at 12 with 10 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. First half.
They're still hearing some of the sounds that Allums put on Joe Barry-Gerald's chest the other day in that warfare.
Darren Day now is guarding Darrell Griffith. That means Griffith on a taller opponent. Almost stolen. Griffith got away with a push and scores.
He never worries on the jump shot. He just goes up to one level higher.
Well, what he does now, he has his whole body together in the senior year. He wasn't that good of a shot from the outside his first 3 years, but he worked on it this summer. Larry's saying he pushed off.
Here we see Berkman gets it inside. Good play, good hands by Griffin. Now here's where he's in a bind. He doesn't know really what to do. Yet once he got himself under control, he just went up for the jumper.
Timeout. 9 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half. The Louisville Cardinals lead the UCLA Bruins for this 1980 National Collegiate Championship, 14-12. Here's that last play as Griffith breaks the 12-12 tie.
There he is, Dick. He just gets himself under control. Well, can't go left, can't go right, so I go straight up in the air to the ceiling. Makes the turnaround jumper.
Well, it doesn't look bad on that one. Watch on this play, another angle. Now watch how Griff does give him the elbow.
Oh, yeah, he made the foul. There was
That's
no
obvious.
question about it.
That's what Larry Brown was up and yelling about.
You know, Al, you made a good point about him squaring up to the basket. What you're saying there is his shoulders are looking right at it, and so is his head. Therefore, on his turnaround jumper, it's just like a regular jump shot.
We're at the midpoint of this first half.
Now Griffiths on Foster.
UCLA looking for the tying goal. Deflected. It goes right to Pruitt. And a great block by Wiley Brown. Out of bounds. The ball was on the baseline, or the player's foot was.
Pruitt recocked that time, Billy, and still got it blocked by Brown.
Yeah, beautiful play by Wiley Brown. And there's number 34, Berkman again. See him getting his hands on the ball? Now watch who gets the ball under the basket again. Berkman. He is incredible.
I'm trying to show the recock, and you're pointing to something else.
UCLA trailing by 2. 9:41 left in the first half. Louisville in the out-of-bounds zone defense. Darren Day. Pruitt. Stolen by Pancho Wright.
The passer was too far away.
Darrell Griffith, here he comes. McRae can't hit it. It stayed the other way. Brown to beat. And he scores, and he avoided the charge. It's tied at 14.
Well, that's the guy, just before the game, Coach Woody said maybe the most gifted of the freshmen. Darren Day.
He's very talented. Mr. DD.
Out of bounds to UCLA with 9 minutes left in the half. UCLA has not led yet.
Darrell goes in there, uses the left hand. Rodney McRae has an easy one and didn't hit it. And then off to the races goes Darren Day.
Sanders got away with a foul that time.
Back to live action. It's Cliff Pruitt for UCLA. Vandeweghe pushed off. Good call. He did. First foul on Vandeweghe, and that puts Louisville in the bonus. While the Cardinals have committed only 3 team fouls, Louisville, on the other hand, with UCLA, 7 team fouls, will now have the 1-1 the rest of this first half.
It's surprising because Louisville, I feel, is playing a more physical game than UCLA is playing.
You know, Al, one of the things that's obvious right away is that Denny Crum had an excellent matchup with Wiley Brown on Vandeweghe. He's been able to keep Vandeweghe away from the basket, and so far, Vandeweghe hadn't really been in the offensive flow. There's Griffith sitting down, taking a little rest and staying out of foul trouble. Sometimes he picks up a few careless ones early.
Well, the Cardinals have a tremendous break when they go to their bench. They go to Pancho Wright and Roger Berkman, which almost improves their team.
Wright is a great shooter, and Berkman a sensational defensive player.
When they ask Pancho Wright to sign an autograph, he signs it. Never wrong, Pancho Wright.
He says he calls this Naptown, that nickname for Indianapolis, and glad to be in Naptown. Tied at 14. McRae missed the free throw. UCLA looking for its first lead of the game. 8 minutes and 35 seconds left. Forcing the pass was Day. Off to Pruitt from 15. That's the first Bruin lead at 16-14. McRae, Eves to the baseline. Good move and a block by Pruitt and a foul on Pruitt. He didn't think so. Second foul on Cliff Pruitt.
All right, Jerry Eves showed you what kind of athlete he is on this move. He gives a little double pump. Here he comes. Nothing there. Stays up. I thought it was a good block.
It was close. He's 6'7" now, Pruitt from Bourbon Day High School. Watch him come up. He might have caught him with the hip or the knee.
That's always the out.
Well,
he sure didn't catch him with a hand.
Jerry Eves, 2 of his brothers played college athletics. His brother Terry, football at Kentucky, and brother Larry, basketball at Ball State. He's only a sophomore, 6'4". Missed them both.
Pancho,
Wait and Wright get up there. Knocked out of bounds to Louisville.
Pancho Wright showed us that leaping ability that we haven't seen from him so far in the tournament.
Pancho Wright's a great ball player. He didn't play last year because he had academic problems.
He's only 6'5", but he was above the crowd on that last league. Derek Smith, one of the sophomores, unable to hit. And the foul is on Berkman of Louisville. The 4th team foul, non-shooting foul. UCLA will play it on the side.
You know, when you look over Louisville's stats, Derek Smith's had a fine year, but so far in the NCAA tournament, he just has not been able to get out of the box with that jump shot.
Well, the last 3 games, Billy, his first game or 2 were okay.
UCLA got here, finishing 4th behind Oregon State, Arizona State, and Washington State. No contest in the Metro. Louisville undefeated, and then they rolled through their postseason tournament. Vandeweghe helping out in backcourt. Now it's 2-on-2. But good hustle by Eves to force the turnover. Looking for the tying basket. Stolen by Foster, and a foul on Eves with the knee.
It's time to get your star back in, Denny.
Second foul on Jerry Eves.
That's a bad pass by Smith. Foster just in the right place, and there was the call. Fisher right on top of it.
How would you describe the tempo, Coach?
I think it's too quick, to be honest with you, for a championship game. Oh, here he comes. They couldn't hold him out too much longer. He sat out for about 2 minutes. You got to go in the finals with your stars, and this guy belongs out here.
That was as much to keep him out of foul trouble as it was for a rest.
UCLA with the ball, leading Louisville 16-14. Less than 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Darrell Allums off today. Got the baseline, couldn't score, got too far underneath, and Derek Smith rebounds for Louisville.
Give Rodney credit that time. He blocked the shot.
Smith short,
Not hit him.
but Allums touched it last. Louisville is getting more chances in this game. UCLA so often has had only 1 shot. Louisville's getting the 2nd and 3rd chance, although they trail by 2.
Surprisingly, with Derek Smith, he's such a great shooter throughout the whole year. He's a 60% field goal shooter, I believe. And for the last 3 games, he's just been in a drought. And then it starts in your head, and all of a sudden it's a big pink elephant in your head. And you just, how can I get a basket? How can I get off this snide? That's what he needs, is one basket, then he'll be okay.
There he is, Smith. He didn't get the basket, but he got the rebound. And now no, it still won't go in for Derek Smith.
And when the guy's not hitting well, he should never take a real difficult shot like that.
Rod Foster, UCLA, inside, can't hit. Sanders and Vandeweghe, and rebound Pancho Wright. He is tough on the boards tonight. Darrell Griffith on Darren Day.
Good job by Darrell, holding everybody back out.
Over Tony Anderson. Griffith can't hit. Rebound Foster, and a foul on Berkman. Second foul on Berkman.
Here we're going to see, this is out of bounds play. Derek Smith's got it. Now that's the kind of shot you want to get him off the ground. You notice how he really didn't come down solid. Super rebound, but look at this shot. Not good shot selection. He had the ball, needed to keep possession.
If you notice his arm, he's pulling it back. He's almost praying when he puts it up and it drops in.
Next Louisville foul will send UCLA in the bonus. 16-14 Bruins, a low-scoring first half. We've played over 13 minutes. Tony Anderson just in the game, used sparingly the second half of the year by Larry Brown. Foster just did dish it off to Vandeweghe, and he hits. UCLA enjoys its biggest lead, 18-14. Vandeweghe was 6.
Talk about the quiet All-American. He just relaxed, put it right up there.
Pancho Wright out to Darrell Griffith. Tony Anderson, the third man to guard Griffith thus far for UCLA.
Larry Brown wants to keep a taller man on him who's fresh at all times.
Pass to Pancho Wright.
Not a good shot again.
McRae, another offensive rebound for Louisville. It's 18-16. 6 points for McRae.
He must play good for Louisville to win.
And to think his brother's on the sidelines, Eddie Crum would have never expected to be here with Scooter not available to play.
Bad pass by Day, and Berkman comes up with it for Louisville. Darren Day a little too clever with a couple of his passes. Here comes Berkman, and the foul on Berkman for charging his third of the game. That'll be a shooting foul for UCLA.
One dribble too many. Here you go, Pancho Wright gets up there, has to double, triple pump. McRae in the right place, a little half hook inside, score.
He's only 6'7" in height, but he's a lot bigger than that.
Well, with that body, when you see these athletes with those big rear ends, that puts them up to 6'10" to 6'11".
18-16, UCLA. It makes it wider, it doesn't make it taller.
Yes, it does, Billy, because they eat up more space on the court and no one will get near them.
So you recruited not only for height, but posterior.
Well, I didn't. I wanted very thin ball players. I wanted guys to be quick. I think the name of basketball is to be quick.
Foul against Griffith of Louisville, his first. Apparently the scoreboard was not correct because UCLA did not shoot that last foul. According to our marks, there was 17 fouls. Now apparently this is the 17th foul against Louisville. Kiki Vandeweghe, what a story. We told you about it Saturday. Father Ernie Vandeweghe, All-American at Colgate. Mother Miss America. Uncle Mel Hutchins, All-American at BYU. Sister Tawna on the 1976 Olympic team. You know, he didn't start playing basketball till he was 13 because he was the outstanding swimmer in his age group at 12 years. And then suddenly took a liking to basketball, and well, a lot of folks at UCLA glad he did.
Well, it reminds me of, when I look at him, I think of Dave DeBusschere that played for the University of Detroit and went on to a great pro career. He's the same type of player.
He hits a pair of free throws. It's 20-16. 5 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half, and there's a timeout. The Bruins of UCLA have a 4-point lead. We return to our studios for this message. UCLA, 10 national championships, all under John Wooden, 10 and 12 years, and on 4 of those championship years, 67 through 71, Denny Crum, the Louisville coach, was Wooden's assistant. Larry Brown trying to follow in the footsteps. Gene Bartow and Gary Cunningham were the interim head men after Wooden left, and both felt the pressure. Larry Brown says he doesn't feel the Wooden pressure, that he's glad he's carrying on in the tradition.
In fairness to both of those men, though, they had great records at UCLA. It's not like they faded out of the picture completely in college basketball.
That's right, Billy, just because they didn't win the national title. Pancho Wright not there. Mike Sanders rebounds for UCLA. It's a 20-16 game. UCLA in front. 4:50 left. Neither team has shot well. Both teams have defended it well.
Look for Louisville next time down the court to get the ball to Darrell Griffith.
Larry Brown in the corner of your picture, the head coach of UCLA, studying the action. Cliff Pruitt lobbing to Vandeweghe, and Griffith blocked it. What a play by Griffith, and Louisville comes back with it.
Excellent block.
And Griffith sets up Derek Smith to score.
Total player, Darrell Griffith. Makes the block, leads the fast break. Beautiful play.
Griffith, outstanding, stealing the ball, passing it. Cliff Pruitt around right, throws it away. So the freshman mistakes now showing for UCLA, and Louisville has a chance to tie. Eaves, not there, tipped in.
Pancho Wright. Boy, he's shown a sleeping ability we just have not seen from him.
Timeout Larry Brown as Denny Crum's Cardinals has tied it at 20.
You know what happens in a game like this? Louisville looks for the knockout punch. When they get a little run like this, they start smelling blood. And immediately, Larry Brown makes a good move and goes to a timeout to block the run, to stop it. Basketball is won in runs. Whoever can have the longest run usually ends up the victor.
Darrell Griffith averaged 23 points a game this year, 4 assists a game, 85 steals a game to lead his team. Here he is, number 35, Griffith.
This is a 4-point turnaround here because that's an easy basket for Vandeweghe. Doesn't get it. Now instead of him getting 2, you see Louisville going the other way. Beautiful lead pass inside of Derek Smith. That might help his confidence too. Big, big turnaround. Beautiful pass. Hey, look at that camera angle. Right down the pipe.
He needed this. He had to score his first basket within 3 feet of the rim. Now he'll give more confidence from out around 15 feet. A great call by Larry Brown. You know, Larry Brown's one of the great, from years ago, there was great Jewish ball players in New York City. And Red Holzman and Sid Tannenbaum and Max Zaslowski, and they governed the game, especially in the backcourt. And when Frank McGuire, because he played with a lot of Jewish ball players, went down to North Carolina, he went to New York City and picked Larry Brown on a Long Beach. And he went down there, and that started the subway from New York City down to Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Now that ended it.
That ended it?
That ended it.
Well,
because Larry Brown was